skateboarder behind me. They're everywhere here. It's a real skateboarding capital. It's quite incredible. Yeah, I was going to actually also make a video about someone I actually admire quite a bit, but it's almost got to the stage where he's a demigod in some people's eyes, and that's Elon Musk. Of course, there are some people out there who don't even know who Elon Musk is, but he's an entrepreneur who's been compared in America to the Tony Stark character who played Iron Man. Tony Stark was this great inventor. Elon Musk is a great innovator, and he's done amazing things with a company called SpaceX. The most amazing thing is he's developed renewable rockets that he can bring back to Earth and refurbish, like you would with a jet. When you land a jet, you don't turf most of the infrastructure and then sit in a new plane each time you get up. It'd be horrendously expensive, and that's why space flight's so expensive, because basically everything's new. When you get into a spaceship, it's all new craft, and not just the fuel. The fuel's only a fraction of the cost. It's the actual hardware, and he's worked out a way of automatically allowing the rockets that send the payload into space to land by themselves, not only on land but also on automated barges out in the ocean. It's quite incredible what he's been able to achieve, and he's done that I think almost 20 times now, so it's becoming quite a mature technology, and the effect of that is going to be vast reduction in the price of sending hardware into space, which will affect everybody, because with internet connections and what have you, telecommunications is going to drop in price because satellites will cost a lot less to turf into space. It also opens up the possibility of real commercialisation of space with asteroid mining and what have you for precious metals. I don't think it's as far off as people might think. I think it's around the corner, because there's some of those asteroids are just jam-packed full of expensive minerals that can be exploited, and to send something back to Earth, once you get out of the gravity well of Earth, if they start manufacturing rockets up in space or on the moon or in orbit, whatever, it's a hell of a lot cheaper to do it that way than to actually try to get all that hardware up into orbit in the first place. You're just sending it back to Earth. So you don't need anywhere near as much fuel and what have you. So that potentially could be quite a game changer. But it's not, because he's got his finger in many pies, Elon Musk. It's not just space, and he's done incredibly well there. He's sending off rockets at incredible frequency too. Like virtually every month there's a couple of rockets going up, which is, I think it's the most of any company in the world. No one's been able to surpass that manifest, that track record of launches. So he's done amazing things. However, when it comes to the electric car, which is something he's probably better known for by the general public, he's not doing quite so well, because he's produced a great car, the Tesla. Apparently it's quite a nice car, although I have heard that there's been some criticisms of the build quality. But the major problem with it is he wants to mass produce a new version of it, which is going to be priced that most people can afford, because electric vehicles are virtually on the cusp of taking over from internal combustion engines. My prediction is in 5 years you will see that electric vehicles will make up nearly all the new cars. That's how radical the change is going to be, because the battery technology's gone ahead so fast. It's quite incredible that the advances we've made. It's very, very gratifying. So 2018 is going to be a very exciting time, actually. 2017 is for things like SpaceX, but someone like Elon Musk is a very inspirational guy. He's a great PR man, and he's a great engineer, and he's done amazing things. There's no doubt about that. So I'm a fan of it, but I don't just discuss him without any criticism whatsoever. He has had problems getting the mass manufacturing of the cars worked out, and I've looked at a couple of clips where people have complained about the build quality of the vehicles as well. So there's a bit of a learning curve there, and I would have thought it'd be harder to build spaceships than cars, but he seems to have no problem with the spaceships. He's doing brilliantly in that area. Another thing that maybe concerns me a little bit about him is that he's spreading himself quite thin now. He's also got a few other projects in mind, and that's fine, I guess, if he wants to be like a Thomas Edison and farm out a lot of applications and inventions to a team of people, which I guess is what he's doing. It's not a problem if he can keep his eye on the ball. But he's also talking about public transport using the incredibly fast vacuum tube. That's another thing, and he's also talking about setting up a boring company, and that's why I'm calling him the Boring Man, because it's another one of his areas he's looking into. He's also looking at Tesla trucks, and I admire it. He's got great ideas, but I just hope he's not taking his eye off the ball too much, because there's a lot under his that he's got to look out for right now. He's got a lot of people he's responsible for jobs and what have you. So hopefully the focus won't be lost. And he is a clever guy. I don't know who the hell could possibly succeed him. It's going to be, he's set the bar so high, it's going to be very difficult. But what I find extraordinary is if he has this incredible number of devotees who are just almost like worshipping level. He cannot do anything wrong. He's beyond human frailty and a deity figure almost. And I find that quite incredible. I think he's a very clever man and very inspirational, and I prefer his model to the boring old corporate model every day. The owner-entrepreneur, I think, is a great model for innovation. But I don't think he's God. And I think he'd probably agree with that. So it just worries me sometimes they get a bit too enthusiastic about him. But that would be my only major criticism. Too many projects on the boil at once, possibly. And I think you should be allowed to criticise a man without being held down online, which is what tends to happen. They almost take it personally if you say anything negative. It's crazy. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.